What's up guys, Killa here, welcome back to another post-game commentary. This time we are up against Yone, and I really appreciate the support from the last video that was set up like this. So I'm definitely going to make more, because it seems that it helped a lot of you guys out, just me talking over a game that I already played. If you have any questions, however, it's better to try to reach me on my Discord channel or Twitch. Right when I post this video, I will be live on Twitch. It's just kind of weird to have a back and forth discussion on YouTube, because just the way YouTube Studios has it set up, I won't get notifications from comment like replies, just the first comment. So it's a little awkward to have back and forth discussions about the game. So, but if you have just like a one-off question, I'll be able to answer it immediately. So still feel free to leave comments, but if you want to have like a back and forth discussion, Twitch or Discord are better. We did end up going double HP scaling runes. I meant to go an adaptive rune, and there are a few situations where that did matter in this game. I lost a kill, and I believe I survived the gank. So, you know, it's a give and take thing. We were trying to go adaptive to try to be more of a lane bully due to lethal tempo getting an early game nerf. And what you guys will see right here is that I actually pushed this second wave in too fast, so it gets kind of stuck under Yone's tower when I wanted it to be more centralized, so I could hard shove this next wave and then recall with 400 gold and get an Amp Tome by, but Sejuani's going to gank here in about 2 seconds. And disaster. We're going to Ghost, she's going to flash, going to get knocked up. We're going to drop down to 31 HP. Just barely survive. Unfortunately missed the cannon XP though. But what should have happened there is I pushed it a little bit slower. I believe what happens there was I went for a 4-stack Q on the Yone, and that 4-stack Q also killed too many minions, which enabled the wave to hard shove on wave 2 instead of 3. So big misplay there by me. So we are currently behind in this lane. We didn't die, but just off the XP alone, we are massively behind. And I'm going to show you guys how valuable minions are compared to kills this game, because this will happen for us. We are going to force Yone to reset, and we are going to get a massive advantage off of not killing him, but forcing a recall. And then right there, Kane wanted to gank. He missed every single button in his kit. He does bait the Yone to do a small trade there, so we are able to get a little bit of the XP back that we lost from the cannon wave. Alright, and then right now we're just going to try to collect a few minions. We know that Yone's going to reset TP, so there's no point in trying to super hard push this. I'm trying to keep my eye on the tier 2 wave. And right now, it should be right in front of his tower. I am recording this a day after playing, so I don't remember everything, but I remember enough. Yeah, wave's right here. We're getting Yone to waste his buttons, and now we're going to try to push this wave in and then get a recall off. Alright, there we go. And we have 700 gold. 800 would be beautiful here. We would be able to get steel caps for Yone's Q and auto attacks. Unfortunately, we've misplayed too much to get the exact items we want, so we're going to settle with an Amp Tome and a cloth armor. Which is still really good, but look at the wave. He's going to hard shove it. We're going to lose a couple more minions, which sets us a little further behind. That's just how top lane goes. You make one mistake, and you're going to pay for 3 extra mistakes. That's why I kind of like it, though. Because if you play properly, it truly shows how big of a gap you can make the game. You can absolutely just 1v9 off of playing the first 3 to 5 waves correctly. And I think that's really cool as a top laner. It just sucks when you play properly and the enemy jungle is duoed with the top laner. So even if you play properly, you're getting camped, so it don't really matter. I canceled 4 auto attacks there. Do a small trade back into the Yone. We lose the trade, but we do get his E, so we're able to play the laning phase for free for about 22 seconds. And we do have our ult, so now he has to respect us. Right here, I'm looking for a 4-stack Q on the Yone. Yep, there it is. And this should bait out his ultimate. Yep, and the flash. And this is what I was talking about. We did not kill the Yone. We used everything in our kit. He used everything in his. I did not get 300 gold, and that is totally fine, because watch what happens. I'm thinking about going for this Sejuani, but I'd rather fix my wave first and then get a plate, because my lane was so ruined by myself earlier on that I need to get myself back into the game before I can help the Kayn, before I can help the Zoe, anyone else on my team. But we're going to get a plate there, and then just look at all the minions this Yone is losing. We did not do anything but force him to recall, and he lost about 10 minions there, 10 to 12. And we're able to get 700 gold reset. We're going to get steel caps and a control ward. And now we are completely back in this lane, if not even a little bit ahead. Yeah, 46 to 45 CS with a plate. We are thriving right now. And then right there, I'm just looking at my camera, or at the minions with my camera, see if I have enough time to go place this ward, and I do. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know where to place control wards all too often. So don't feel bad if you don't even buy them, because until, like, I don't know, Diamond 3, I didn't even buy control wards. I was just like, the money's better on items than vision, and I do lose the cannon there. Someone that cares so much about money cannot hit any cannons in League of Legends, and it's kind of crazy. But we're going to pick up what we can. 53 to 56 CS, very even now. We're going to queue the back line and just try to hard shove this in. Do again. And then I can't remember if I recall or... Okay, I'm looking here. It's like maybe I could go for a roam. I realize that it's way too far away and the play's going to be over. So instead of just recalling and buying an Amp Tome, I figured I'd just get some deep vision for my entire team. It shows us when Sejuani would be on the red, which gives us a lot of intel on what she's going to do next. Because if she's walking the red buff upwards, she's going to go do Krugs. If she's walking it down, she's going to go do Raptors, and we can kind of predict where she's going to be after that. Right, and then here, I'm just going to press Q. It's so satisfying. When I'm doing these, they're muted. I'm rewatching the MOV file, and I can still just hear the scissor sound effects. It's so satisfying. Right, and then I saw Yone rotate over for a play. He doesn't get anything, but now I'm thinking I need to walk over just in case my Kayn needs help. But then I see Sejuani gank bot lane, so I'm like, okay, he doesn't need help at all. I just need to hard shove this wave so that Yone can't go and harass my Kayn again. And then once I see my Kayn go mid, I'm just thinking, okay, now I can look for trades. I'm pretty strong right now. The steel caps alone are just really, really high value. And not to mention that lethal tempo was nerfed for, I believe, the first 10 levels of the game. Someone can fact check me on that. I don't know the exact amount, but I know it's slightly stronger later, I believe. And then there's a threshold where it's exactly the same. Right, Yone's going to use Eve just for last hitting. This is amazing. Because once his E is done, he has no threat. Like, I do not care what this Yone's doing. I'm just focusing on my last hits. And then I want to try to recall with 1300 gold. That gives us Hunting Guys and an Amp Tome, which is a lot of power in the early game. We might even stay for longer. We are slowly nickel and diming this Yone to the point where our needles might kill at some point, and I'm going to look here for it. And I don't know what Yone was doing with that E, so we just get the kill for free. Like I said, I don't remember a whole lot, and wow, I can't believe that Yone played that so bad. But right here, we're going to proxy the wave. The minions are going to get the plate for us. And we're going to last hit here and look for the reset. We have 1900 gold, so I believe that's Haunting Guys and a Fiendish Codex, if my math is correct. Yep. And hopefully I swapped to Blue Trinket. Yep. I love Blue Trinket so much more than Yellow Wards. I'm pretty bad at warding to begin with, which is crazy because of how much vision is required as top lane. Like, you need to place vision in that pixel bush. But what I like to do with blue trinkets is place them on top of the enemy camps, because they can't avoid them. They need to go do their raptors, they need to go do their krugs, wolves, all that stuff. So now I just place vision, and I'm saying the second you take this camp, you are revealing to the entire class where you are and when you were. Right now I'm going to set up a small freeze. And don't feel discouraged if you don't know how to freeze in your newer player. I played jungle for the first 7 years of playing this game, and I didn't learn until a year and a half ago how to properly freeze. So it's something that's super nice, but if you're in the lower ranks, like, I don't know, iron to plat, you really aren't required to learn how to freeze. But you should look up just a guide or two on how to do it. I watched guides like 10 times in a row and I still didn't understand it. I had to sit down with the coach and they had to explain freezing to me. So it's super simple. I was just being really, really stupid. And oh my god, Zoe's so strong. But right now my team has a pretty sizable lead. We have Zeri, Zoe, Gwen for carries. And then our Kayn is almost in his shadow form, I believe. So it's very, very hard for the enemies to win this game. But we're not. When I make these vids, I try not to focus about what my team's doing. I try to focus about how top lane is doing and how we could have played it better. Speaking of playing it better, I believe I missed like 7 of my 9 needles there. And then I'm hoping King comes top because he saw how much damage we both took. But Yone's healing it all back, so it's a little bit harder for King to get in. And at this point, I'm just thinking, okay, let me collect my wave, I'll have a Rift Maker, and I'll be relaxing. King's looking for a gank. And Yone's gonna get the plate because he's Yone. Looking back, I should have possibly gone for the casters first and then try to auto the Yone. But Yone can always just recall back and not take a tower shot. It's kind of a really strong ability, Yone. Alright, Yone ends up staying. I'm going to TP on top of this so he loses out on 4 minions. And we are looking really, really strong. So, about the adaptive force earlier, the payoff for it is that once you get Rift Maker, your adaptive runes, or sorry, your HP scaling runes become adaptive runes because you get 2% of your bonus HP, which is your HP scaling rune. So at level 11, we are currently getting 11 extra AP off of our Rift Maker because we get 220 bonus HP off of our 2 little runes. I don't even know what they're called. Are they called like shards or I don't know. I'm gonna call them little runes until someone can tell me the exact name. But I look at Yone items, I see Bork, and I'm like, oh, I'm for sure stronger. So I'm gonna ult, and then once I land everything and my HP goes down to that much, I learn that Bork Yone beats Rift Maker Gwen with steel caps. This was a complete knowledge check. Yeah, 533 damage from one item. I did not expect that much damage from a Bork Yone. And at this point, I'm a little nervous. Because I truly did not realize how much damage he would do. I thought King was dead there. Thankfully, he's going to pick up the kill. Like, even now, when I'm respawning, I'm thinking, how did Bork Yone deal that much damage to me? But thankfully, LeBlanc is going to start pushing my wave in. Zeri's coming up. I'm just going to keep running upwards because I want to keep playing this lane specifically, because I just feel like if I were to start roaming, the game would be kind of over, to say the least, because I'm not trying to, like, bully people on a new account. I'm trying to teach you guys how to play this game to the best of my ability, and hopefully I can improve as a player and be a better teacher off of that. So I don't want to try to, like, go bot, press Ghost on the Lux and get 300 gold, because I know that if I press W on Lux Q, I will always get the kill. I've just been in that situation too many times. I know that I'm going to one-shot Sejuani throughout the entire game. I know Kai'Sa can't really do much if she doesn't have her invisibility E ready. But for some reason, Yone's going to go mid. I don't really understand that. He should have gone back top, and Kai'Sa, LeBlanc should be playing mid, which they were, but Yone just started leeching XP. So at that point, I'm going to punish them and hard shove this wave into tower and try to get this 300 gold or so. Yone finally comes back here. I see that he's going into a Wit's End, so he's just not going any crit items. I'm going to Ghost here because I noticed the LeBlanc. Yone's going to mess up his Q there. I'm going to try to dodge the LeBlanc E, but that, for those that have played against LeBlanc, that is basically a point-and-click spell. I'm going to have to burn Ghost and ult. LeBlanc burns the Ignite, and my Kayn looks for a kill. And I believe he just straight up dies here. I wish I was watching. Yep. There he goes. Alright, it's fine. We're going to run back to top 137 CS to 133. We're still very even with the Yone, but I'm not entirely sure due to that 1v1 when I am strong again. Because I'm used to Kraken Slayer, i.e. Yone. So I'm just trying to learn these damage numbers off of this Yone because this is just very new to me. I don't even know if this is a standard thing now. That I've yet to see another Yone do this.
Don't waste a minute.
Right, and then the build this game, I was gonna go Rift Nashor's Jack Show, but then I realized that the Yone on hit was just too much for Tank Gwen this game. So I believe I go into a Crypt Bloom third or a Decap third. Honestly, it's probably smart that I pulled up the op.gg. Just going to do that right now. We are super professional. Alright, I'm going to go into a 2v1 there. Get the Lux. And then fail flash from Sedge, and we're out. Alright, from that moment, I realized, okay, 2 top showed. There's no way they're going to send, like, 2 more, because that's just too many people on that side of the map. So I'm going to push this wave out. I'm going to get the Krugs. And then Kai'Sa should be collecting that wave right now. I'm not really looking for a dive here because I have a lot of money, and the Yone and LeBlanc show up for some reason. That shows 5 people top lane. I'm really unsure as to why they did that. Alright, here, I found the build. Okay, we end up going Crypt Bloom into Decap, so... Basically, my thought process is just try to one-shot the Yone through the Wit's End. And use our E to dodge his ulti. Right, and then right here, we're just playing ping-pong with the Kai'Sa. I realize that I'm super close to Nashor's, so I don't really want to fight here unless it's with a Nashor's Tooth. So letting Kai'Sa get the CS and then letting me get the CS, I'm totally content with that right now. We see Kai'Sa even roam mid, so that tells me, oh, it's my turn to get the tower. I'm just going to keep pressing Q on the minions to try to push my casters in a little bit closer to the tower. And then thankfully they walk under. I'm just going to keep doing auto attacks and throwing Qs, and then the Yone shows up. I'm going to start running, grab the cannon, grab the caster. Right, and I'm out of there. And then at this point, my thought process is Zoe's top, Zeri's mid, Thresh, Kayn are on Dragon. I'm gonna go bot. My goal every game is to try to get the tier 2 towers. So if I see someone on one of them, I'm gonna go and try to collect the other side lane tower. The mid lane ones do not give as much gold as the side lane. I believe the mid lane gives 500 gold, and then the side tower ones give 700. So those are worth more than a double kill. So they're always valuable for someone like a Gwen, Tryndamere, or Jax to just go and have a field day with. And then Zoe unfortunately dies in the top lane. We're just gonna push this in. Yone's gonna show up. And then my immediate thought process is, okay, I want to go for this Gromp eventually. I see Yone place a ward there, so I'm not really too eager to immediately go for it. And then I see Lux walking down. Thresh walks towards the Yone, thinking, okay, let's fight. I'm like, nope. I'm going to play safe and consistent. I'm going to walk around, try to get intel. We see the Sejuani off of the pink and me walking there. Gonna just go straight back down to bot and play more ping pong. And then here, Yone does have the Wit's End finally. I don't even know what he's building into third. I believe it was Infinity Edge. Yeah, I believe it was Infinity Edge, but the problem with his build is that he has no crit right now. And then I see Zeri and Zoe bot lane. That tells me, okay, they're going to collect that wave. I'm going to go mid. I see Zoe walking here as well. So I'm unfortunately going to split mid XP and gold with her. But that does give me a free rotation to the top side of the map. This is kind of a very long trip to go get XP and gold, but you always want to make sure you're collecting solo resources. You don't want to be splitting XP and gold with anyone on your team because of how selfish Gwen is as a carry. Like, you want all the resources on your map, on the map to yourself. If you could farm 3 waves, or 3 lanes in one go, you would let Gwen do it, because she just becomes a demon with all of the items at her disposal. I see a fight here, and it honestly does not concern me. I look at the Sejuani HP, she's under half. I see the Yone is there at full HP, but I'm just hoping that my team has the understanding of, hey, that Yone is pretty fed, let's walk away. Unfortunately, my Thresh walks a little too close and gets caught out by Kai'Sa Yone, but that's solo queue, baby. It's gonna happen. And I don't even know what happened to my wave here. Like, even watching it back, did Kayn proxy me or something? I'm not sure. But there were only 2 minions left of the 7 that should have been there. And then at that point, I'm like, okay, I got nothing better to do. Let's go mid. I see Raptors are up, and then I see Lux up top lane. That tells me, okay, she sees a fight happening mid. She's definitely gonna pivot over, and I'm gonna catch her out here. She doesn't even realize what's happening until she's 50% HP. So that tells me that she panned her camera and was watching the Zoe 1v2, the LeBlanc and Sejuani. And then here I realize the caster minions are going to die before I get there, so I focus on the cannon minion first, and I'm going to immediately pivot down into these Krugs, because you need to constantly be getting resources. Oh, my bad. I do reverse order. Turret, then Krugs. There we go. Now the Krugs. And then with that, I should have enough for... Yeah, I have enough for the Blading Jewel and the Fiendish Codex. I believe I try to greed here and get even more for the entire Crypt Plume purchase. And I see a fight happening there. I realize, okay, I'm holding 2,600 gold. We are not fighting. I refuse to fight here. I want to look for the slugs. I jump out, and then I get hit by Q, yeah. That I did not remember. This was very lucky. I played that very poorly, and I just barely live. Honestly, a very bad thing. A bad kill for me to look for. Even if I get that kill, I'm still holding all that gold in my pocket. There's just no reason for someone to fight with that much money in their pocket. Unless they make a character that scales with how much gold you're holding. Like, you gain stats per economy you're holding. It's never worth fighting with like around 3k. Not even 2k. If you have more than like 1500 gold, why are you on the map? You need to be recalling. Right, but right here we're just gonna push bot. Yeah, Yone went a third item IE with no other crit items. That's very interesting. It absolutely cooked me in lane though. I still have no idea how Bork Yone beats Gwen at that instance, but it'd be like that. Right, and then at this point, I see the lineup, so I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna throw all my needles out in a straight line, and they're just gonna walk into me. I unfortunately get CC'd and die. I feel like I could have gotten the LeBlanc as well, but too much CC. Pretty sure Kayn popped the surrender there. It's no big deal. We're a scaling comp with our Zeri and our Gwen, and then we have Zoe and Kayn for potential picks. Right there, I'm just looking at the damage. When you die as like a tank or a bruiser character, it's always good to check the damage charts to see who you're dying to. Even as like carries, like a Draven or something, it's good to see whether you're dying to AD or magic damage. Because sometimes you can build stuff like a Maw or a GA and get a little bit more resistance to survive the full burst combo, so that you can deal some damage back and maybe even turn the fight. Alright, here I'm just checking more items. I'm looking at the LeBlanc in disgust, because that character is so hilarious and has been for the past, what, 13 years? I can't even remember what season LeBlanc came out. I don't know if it was the original 40 set or a little bit after. At this point, I'm looking at Yone's items, and I'm thinking I might be able to do something here. He takes, like, bad trade or something. But here, Yone just goes completely brain off mode, and is just willing to trade his life for a tower. I have no idea what his thought process was. I threw the first needle there because I thought he was going to realize, oh, I messed up, and immediately go for the recall on his E. And he just kept going for the tower, so I was content with trading that tower for the kill. Because now I get a cannon wave, I get a Gromp, I get the next wave, potentially the wolves as well, and maybe even the inhib if not enough people come for me. So Yone put his team in a very bad position, because look at this. I'm going to pressure this Lux so she cannot walk up and clear the wave without committing her ult. I'm just going to keep autoing these. And Lux is spam pinging for help. I know she is. She calls for the LeBlanc. I'm going to look for the Lux here. She's going to flash and barrier, and I'm just going to walk away. I could look to try to press Ghost and kill the Lux, but then I might die. So my pressure would stop. I'm going to recall here, see that my team might need me, immediately TP in. Sejuani flashes over into the tank buster that is Gwen. So we're just going to auto her to death. We try to snipe the Yone here, not get it, unfortunately, throw needles on the Kai'Sa. And at this point, the game is just over. We need a few extra minutes to close this game out, but what can the enemy team do, really? We killed 2 enemies, we got the entire Baron buff on our entire team. Unfortunately, King dies due to jungle power. I don't know how to properly say it, but the low IQ of the jungle. The nicest way I can put it. The low IQ of the jungle. It's called jungle power. A reset here. Wait, they got the Baron. I didn't even realize that. Wow. Well, shows what I know. I'm watching this back and I didn't even realize. Yeah, I thought I'm not gonna lie. I thought we had the Baron. I'm also realizing that Thresh has Spirit Visage and Force of Nature, which is hilarious. I didn't even realize that during the full game while I was playing. I wish I clicked over the thresh. I would love to see how much MR he has.
No time like the present.
Right here I see LeBlanc. I'm gonna back off. Not because I'm scared of the LeBlanc, but I'm scared of the collapse of possibly Lux and Sejuani being there. I might be able to 1v versus 3 that, but at this point when you're ahead in the game, why risk any plays? Like, why risk a 1v5 when you can just get the guaranteed win? And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to catch up to the Sejuani. And then I forget what Sejuani passive is. She cannot be slowed, so I'm just going to immediately jump out. I find the Yone randomly, and I realize how much stronger I am than him due to our last fight. And we're basically going to one-shot him. Here I'm going to go for Raptors. I'm getting really close to my death cap. I see that we still have the cannon minion there, so I'm just going to run under the tower with my team, take that. We're going to kill the Lux. Yone types GG, I type GG. We both know that this game's over.
These turrets look strong. It'll be quite fun cutting them down.
Good hook by the Thresh. I don't believe anything comes out of it, but it was nice to see that our Thresh can perform. Right here I'm trying to get one last LeBlanc kill because I still hate this character after 10 years. And we get outplayed and die to her. God, I hate LeBlanc. Yep. Yep, just buy some items, because why not? And that is the game. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And like I said, I will be live the moment this video goes live. So I'm actually just going to rush out and edit this. And hope to see some of you guys there on the stream. Real quick, I'm just going to let the damage charts play, or show. Alright, there we go. Yep, 864 conk healing, some good overgrowth HP, and good bone plating resistances. Anyways, see you guys. Peace out.